Your Minnesota Wild are red hot to start the season. Don't miss out on seeing them in action. Tickets are available now at wild.com/hockey tickets. That's wild.com/hockey tickets to get yours today.
Where are they playing the Stanley Cup this year? Should we start buying our tickets?
Well, they'll play 3, either or 4 here.
See what I'm saying?
No, they're just playing 2 here.
Why is that?
Because they're sweeping. Wow. They're winning in 4.
Okay. I love it.
Well, you can take that to the bank.
You can take that to the bank.
Moisture would say.
Oh, yeah. How's he doing?
I haven't heard from him in a while. I'm afraid he's back in jail. That's what I'm afraid of. Hey, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Was it good to be back home again yesterday and not on the road?
It felt bizarre.
Yeah.
It felt really weird.
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Great song.
Not great.
No, Tommy loves that song.
It was nice to have a Saturday and not be on the road. That's for sure.
That's true, yeah.
But it did feel a little bizarre when I was getting up on Sunday morning and just getting ready. I'm like, oh, man, this just feels awkward that I'm going to U.S. Bank Stadium after. I mean, it's only 3 weeks on the road. It's not like it was a lifetime, but it did feel a little bizarre. And, I kept hearing over and over, not only was it said, I think, on the broadcast a little bit, but I heard even some of the people walking out of the stadium last night, how docile the crowd was.
Really?
And they're like, did you just feel like it was a weird energy until basically the fourth quarter and then, the last couple of drives? It just seemed like the crowd wasn't into it. I'm like, I don't know. I felt like the crowd was pretty loud, but I don't know. But it seems like that was a feeling a lot of people had. There was a little bit of like a Thanksgiving hangover from most of the crowd.
Yeah, a little weird maybe to start the game, but once the game actually got started, the game was boring as hell. They had almost nothing to cheer for until the second half.
Well, that is
right?
true. The teams didn't give them much to cheer for.
It was a field goal fest.
Was barely on the field.
I know.
It's crazy.
It
man.
was like watching golf on a Sunday.
That was a terrible, terrible analogy. Hey, Ben?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was a good analogy. Nice job, baby. Hey, Ben? Question for you.
Yeah.
How much better was that team we beat yesterday than the teams we had faced the previous 3 weeks?
Oh, I think. Well, the crazy thing is we got Caleb Williams at, which might be the peak of his season this year, even with games to play. But who knows what's going to happen now with Thomas Brown taking over, and is their flow of their offense going to be as good with now Thomas doing all the head coaching duties and all this other stuff? I don't know, but let's just assume we all up until that point were, I think, very impressed with the way that he has played the last 2 games going into that game. And so I think that we got Caleb at one of his best moments, and that team collectively has a lot of talent. I think the team that we just played yesterday was more talented than them. And so, yes, it was of the 3-game road trip, that was the best team we've faced in the last 4 games.
Trey McBride is way better than I thought he was, too.
Oh, the guy's a beast.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's a beast, man. Like, everybody wants to give Marvin Harrison Jr. a lot of credit. I mean, that's fine because he's a red zone target, and McBride has had no touchdowns coming into this game. He didn't score yesterday either. So he had no touchdowns, this whole season, which is crazy when you look at his production. But he is absolutely 100% the number one target, and for a good reason. The guy runs good routes. He's quick. He's athletic. He understands spacing. He's got great hands. Like, I have a lot of respect for that guy.
So I don't remember what the number was because it was in the pregame. You were talking about Trey McBride. And then he had, what did he have yesterday? Hang on, hold please. 12 catches for 96 yards, right? 12, but no touchdowns. So for the season now, Trey McBride has 73 catches.
Yeah.
73. That's 8th in the NFL. 8th in the NFL, but no touchdowns.
No touchdowns.
What's the NFL record for most catches in a season without a score?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Because he's got 73. That's got to be close, if not already the record. But I didn't see anybody post that. But somebody see if they can figure that out. That's a tough stat.
How many yards does he have, you said?
781.
I mean, think about this. He could be 1,000-yard receiver as a tight end.
With no touchdowns?
With no touchdowns.
And maybe 100 receptions. That would be insane.
And the thing is, if you're a player, you'd have to put him in the Pro Bowl, right?
100%. Yeah.
But think about that stat line: 0 touchdowns.
Just probability wise, right? He should accidentally catch one, if that makes sense. Just based on the circumstance, one of those 73 should have been in the red zone and should have gotten into the end zone. Max, your hand was up. Did you already find it?
It looks like it was Deontay Johnson. It said he had 86 catches in 2022 with 0 touchdowns. And obviously, I think Josh Jacobs ended up getting one now, but before he had 197 total career receptions and 0 touchdowns before this year.
That makes a little more sense when you're a running back, but still,
yeah.
that's still a lot of catches without taking one to the house if it's a screen pass, or again, like Aaron Jones had the game winner yesterday. You're probably a little surprised Josh Jacobs up until that point hadn't gotten one in there. But all right, if you said Deontay Johnson was 86?
Yep, Trey McBride is already 8th on this list of most receptions in a season. All
right, so he's just 13 away though. He has 73 right now and does not have a touchdown. That's crazy.
I mean, he could get 13 receptions next week.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's outstanding.
He's really
In
good.
the snow?
So what are they missing? Just one more weapon? Because Kyler looks fine. Marvin Harrison's dynamic. Trey McBride's dynamic. James Conner's impossible to bring down.
Yeah.
He just is a beast. So what are they missing? Just one other dynamic wide receiver? What's the missing the sauce there in Arizona?
I suppose it's going to be. It is interesting though, because you might want to add another receiver, but I think it's just going to be some time until Marvin gets up to speed on like being the true number one target as far as going down the field, because they run a lot of tight end sets. I mean, we talked about that in the game too. A lot of, outside the Steelers, they run the most 13 personnel, which is 1 running back, 3 tight ends. So they're second in the league with that personnel. They do a lot of 12 personnel, which is obviously just one less tight end. And so you add another receiver. So they sort of believe in this mantra of playing big guy football. And I'm not so sure right now with their current philosophy with Drew Petzing that they need a dynamic number 2 receiver. They're kind of just getting by with what they like to do. So I don't know. I guess it's I can't really break down their offense, to see what the issue is, but they're a very talented football team.
I'm just looking up his game log now. How about Trey McBride's last 2 games? 24 catches, 229 yards.
Jeez.
No touchdowns.
Incredible.
Yeah. Insane.
And Kyler's still pretty good, right?
It's the best I've seen Kyler play in his career.
Yeah.
It's the most comfortable and competent that I've seen him play, and he's always been talented. He's always been good. We all understand that, but it's this ability to be a pocket passer when he needs to, only really extend plays when you have to. As you guys saw yesterday, it's not like they have a lot of design quarterback run game with him.
No, you said that I think even pregame, and you were dead on. I thought every time he ran, it was because he had to, not because he was told to.
No, I mean it's all just about things breaking down, just getting outside the pocket, which is a size thing because he is not very tall. So I think whether it's pressure and he feels the pressure, or he just feels like visually things are collapsing on him, he breaks the pocket, but he always keeps his eyes down the field, only runs when he has to. Yesterday we played a lot more man coverage than I think that we've seen in a long time. Not really sure what the philosophy with that was, but he took advantage of that a few times. I mean, he had that one long run where, there was nobody around and everybody had their backs turned. And that's this good savvy football. Once you recognize man coverage, it's like, all right, you're going to let me run like this, then I'll take advantage. So super talented guy. It's just, he is going to give you a few opportunities a game to just launch a ball up there like he did yesterday at the start of the fourth quarter when Byron got that interception. I don't hold anything against him for that last interception. He's just trying to make a 50-50 play. But he's always going to kind of throw one of those up to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have a talented team. I think you guys all saw that. Defensively, very talented, very aggressive. It looked like they blitzed a little bit more than they had in the past. Everybody sort of talked about their low pressure rate, but they're actually like 14th in the league when it comes to percentage of sacks per pass play. So that means that they don't pressure a lot, but when they do, they make it count. And that's definitely what happened yesterday. When it mattered, when they blitzed, they make it count.
Hey, speaking of what happened yesterday, you can't be results oriented, but man, did Greg Olsen freaking nail the analytics side of it down the stretch yesterday in the game? I know you were doing the broadcast, so you probably didn't hear this, Ben, but he couldn't have called it any better. And then the way that the game played out was the exact example of what he was talking about. When the Cardinals were up 3 and the Vikings stop them, and it was fourth and 3 or 4? I forget exactly what it was. Quickly on the TV broadcast, they debated, should they go for it?
Oh, I thought about that too.
Or should they kick the field goal and go up 6, right? Because for the entirety of football, you always just kick the field goal. But obviously, as analytics has been more and more a part of a game, you start thinking outside the box and go, well, is this even the right play? And Greg Olsen, they had a little bit of time, so he's like, look, I got 30 seconds. Let me just explain this quickly. He said he would lean towards going for it because 6 points at the end of a game is no man's land. He's like, what you're really giving the other team a chance to do then is play 4 downs the whole way because now they have to go for the touchdown. There's no settling for a field goal, which is the exact situation the Vikings probably would have been in, right? When the Cardinals stopped them on that 4th and 7, you likely let Parker Romo take a shot at the tying field goal, but instead the Vikings have to go for it because they're down 6. And they end up marching down and getting the game-winning score. So he was arguing that 6 is not where you want to be at the end of the game. So he questioned Gannon's decision to go for the field goal, and it absolutely came back and haunted the Cardinals in the exact way that Greg Olsen just predicted that's why you don't want to kick the field goal in that situation. So he would have gone for it, and it burnt the Cardinals. You said you had the same thought.
Yeah, Abbott and I were talking off air, just like, he should probably go for this, right? And he's like, I mean, we just kind of debated like casually back and forth. I mean, not so much in those details, but the feeling of just like, win it. Go for it. You go for it and you score a touchdown right here, it's over.
Then it's over.
It is over. So, it's the whole thing of you're on the road. You've got kind of nothing to lose. I know that they're still in a huge battle with Seattle, although Seattle won yesterday. And they lost. So there is a little bit of that, and I'm sure in the back of their head. But you're on the road against a team that a lot of people didn't give you a lot of chance to win. Just go for it. And I think what we're learning now with football fans across the board, and this has been building with all the new analytics and stuff like that, they are not going to fault you for being aggressive. They will fault you for being conservative, and they will really come after you for being conservative. But if you lose a game because you're being ultra aggressive, I think people give you a lot of leash with that.
I think it depends a little bit, right? There is definitely the old school football group that just thinks that's the way football's played, and I don't care what your analytics say. You're supposed to take the points there.
I think that crowd is diminishing.
Maybe
when people like Greg Olsen and people like you and the people like you that are out in Arizona that are debating the same topic this morning. They're going to convince a lot of people that was the right play is to go for it. And I think a lot of people say, yeah, why not just try to dagger this team on the road? I feel like it's more explainable than it is to just play it safe. And then the end result is what happened yesterday.
Because if you go up 6, which they did, right? Because they kicked the field goal. Now you have 2 options, which sounds dumb, but it's win or lose, right? You could say, well, what if they miss the extra point? Okay. In general, though, they're either getting 7 and winning, or like we did, or they're going to get 0 and you're going to win. So it's a win or loss. If you go for it and you're up 3, then you have the tie factor as your backup plan, which is, I think, what would have happened if the Vikings had kicked the field goal, right? Because it was 4th and 7. I like the aggression. I like going for it because also wasn't it 4th and goal, or was it 4th and 3 from like the 7 or something? Why do I think the Cardinals could have picked up a first down still?
I don't think they could have.
It was 4th and 4 because it was 3rd and 16, and then they hit McBride for like 12 yards.
4th and 4 from the where though?
I don't know.
Why do I think they still could have gotten a first down?
That was the drive where they got the false start, and then Kyler got the intentional grounding.
Yeah, I think you're right. They may have gotten a first down.
Let me see if they still had a shot at a first down, because that to me that's even more.
No, it was 1st and goal on the 5.
It was 1st and goal.
Yeah, it was 1st and goal on the 5, the false start, the intentional grounding, and then they get back. So they had to score a touchdown.
Okay, because if that's the case, I still think you go for it.
I still think you go for it.
But if the option for the first down is there, then it's a no-brainer. Because that's the backup plan as well. Is all right. Well, we can at least waste a couple more minutes off the clock if we can at least get the first down, even if we don't get in the end zone. All right, but if it was 4th and goal, I still think you go for it. But anyway,
well,
interesting choice. I just love that Greg nailed it in that 30
Right.
seconds that he had. He couldn't have laid it out any better. And then it freaking happened exactly how he just warned the Cardinals right after that.
I like how you even just paraphrase what he's saying, because 6 points is no man's land.
It's no man's land, yep.
It's no man's land.
It looks like it's good, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
And you are absolutely guaranteeing that you're going for on 4th down every single time. So you're getting all of these extra opportunities. And on top of that, if you are looking at game flow and just sort of where the game was going, we had scored the last 2 possessions, a field goal and a touchdown.
Good point.
So if you're looking at just second half momentum, we were starting to figure things out offensively. So if that's the case going forward and you're going to give us the final drive to score, well, we're kind of having success against your defense, dude. So just go for it and take our offense away, and don't even give our offense a chance to win the game.
Inability to counter. That's game theory 101, right? It's how can you minimize your opponent's ability to counter? By not giving him the ball and putting it into a 2-score game, that minimizes our chances and almost essentially eliminates our chance of coming back. So they had that chance and they let us back in it. We'll take it.
Ben, I was wrestling with a demon yesterday, so I was listening to the game and not actually watching it. Mm-hmm. But Mr. Bursich mentioned a couple of times, I believe you may have mentioned as well on the broadcast, that the Arizona defense went into a prevent defense style, and that's why we were having so much success. Is that true? Did they actually do that? And if so, why do they do that?
I didn't get that sense. I don't know. I looking back at it now, I don't feel like, I actually feel like they got a little bit more antsy with their blitzes. It seemed like, so what they did really, really well in the first half was when they basically blitzed flat-footed, meaning that, you see our defense or tipping our blitzes.
Sure.
Well, and a lot of it is disguised because you're at the line of scrimmage. It looks like Cashman's going to blitz him, and then he backs off and it's somebody else. And so, but there's this element of we are going to pressure. You guys just have to figure out where we're pressuring from.
Right.
Well, they were blitzing flat-footed, meaning it looked like they're just playing a stagnant coverage, nothing exotic. And then on the snap of the football, they'd bring somebody from the slot, they'd bring somebody from the linebacker spot. And so it looks like a little bit of a delay, and it catches us off guard because we're not prepared.
Okay. Yeah.
In the second half, they did more of the on the toes, leaning forward, safeties are rotating before the ball snapped. And so it gave us a pre-snap indicator of that they were going to blitz.
Okay, got it. Yeah, all right. Because I never have understood the concept. And boy, you want to get a football fan pissed off, talk to him about the prevent defense.
Yeah.
I've never understood it.
Sauce, it's like you always say, it's going to prevent you from winning.
Yeah, see, I always say that.
say that
That's
all the
my
time.
favorite
That's your
thing to
bit.
say.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
Moss,
man.
were the roads that bad or what?
Yeah,
Still,
took me
huh?
about
It's
an hour.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's slicker than snot.
Well, at least
well-
you're getting paid for this.
And I got, no kidding, yeah.
right. You're
It's
rubbing
very
it in.
fruitful there. No, I got behind plows too, when they do the 3 wide or whatever.
Yeah.
And God bless them for getting up in weird hours and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was I felt almost as painful as hockey's harrowing story.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You want me to tell you about it during the break?
No, he's been in the car for an hour and a half. He heard it all.
I know, but I can
did.
give him a demonstration of how I got it out.
Well, I was wondering why there was police tape there in the bathroom in the stall.
Yeah, trust me, there's an investigation going on.
Did you have to use your phone to bite down on it? Just trying to.
Well, yeah. I was biting down on a lot of things yesterday, mister.
I got one real quick one for you.
Please.
This happened at the very base, or the main level bathroom.
Okay, you're going to have to hold on to that story till we come back.
Yeah.
I can't-
What this
that's a
guy
tease.
said is hysterical.
Okay, good.
That's next, and Sauce will walk us through sports after this. Power Trip Morning Show fan.
What's going on, podcast listeners? Zach Halverson here, and I know that you guys want to be included as well in this awesome 2025 World Junior Championships giveaway trip to Ottawa, which is next month. So be ready. If you have your passport and you're ready to go to Ottawa, go to KFAN.com, go to the contest page, find the World Junior Championship giveaway, click on that, and use the exclusive podcast code CHAMPION. That's CHAMPION. That is your keyword to use when you enter. And you could be going to Ottawa if everything goes in your favor. So good luck. Use that code CHAMPION. And thank you so much for listening to the Power Trip Podcast.
Quick reminder, KFAN.com, keyword contest to enter for your chance to win a trip to Ottawa for the 2025 World Juniors Championship. All you got to do is use the keyword ICE at the contest page and sign up and be ready for a phone call in the 8 o'clock hour for your chance to make an initials pick to win a trip to Ottawa for the World Juniors. All thanks to the fan.
Hey, welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Big prizes all week, Power Trip Morning Show. Look at us. It's Cyber Monday. Take advantage of all those deals out there. You know? Yeah, I mean, you'd be losing money not to buy things today. Am I right?
That checks out.
Yeah. Right. I love buying
Man,
things.
are you on
Don't ask me. You don't wanna
wetseal.com?
know. Yeah.
What website are you on right
Sweat Seal. It's a different thing.
now? Oh.
Yeah.
It's after sex. Seal gets very, very sweaty.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Let me guess, Hawk. You can't find where you ordered your vacuum from, so you're ordering another one.
I already did.
Yeah.
Oh, Black
Target's got
Friday
them on,
or Cyber Monday, good deals.
Hey, board games 50% off on Target.com right now, Corey.
Oh, or you can go to initialsgame.com and pay 100%.
Which I did. 4 and 5.
Again, why didn't you
in
just
the
tell
sweet
me?
hell would you do that?
Should have told me ahead of time.
Well, I didn't know. Last
wouldn't
time
have
I
shipped
asked
them
you,
to you.
you said, can you please just go through the website?
Oh, he
They
would
did
not
say
have
that.
given you a deal.
No, I don't. But you shouldn't have to pay for shipping. I'm not going to make you pay for shipping. I see you once a week.
Should have heard what my monster said about that.
Oh, my God.
For those of you who just are tuning in for the first time, that's his wife. That's not his penis.
It's not what Hawk tried to get out yesterday. He had a little bit of a monster,
I had
too.
a monster.
Yeah, he had a
Let
monster.
me tell you right now.
Poor guy. Did you get an epidural?
I'm having flashbacks right now.
So back to that contest again, Zachary. So when are we drawing? Or about 8 o'clock or so?
Sometime after 8 o'clock, and again, the
After
keyword
8.
is ICE. Keyword is ICE, I-C-E.
So
Yeah,
you
and
will
it's
get to...
perfect for today.
We haven't done one of these week-long bits where you draft one of the players in a while because we got to have a big prize. But this is a big prize. It's like a $3,000 trip to Ottawa to watch the World Juniors.
That's pretty cool, man.
So
Dale
Marnie,
Jr.'s there, Junior's there, Dinosaur Jr.'s there, Dinosaur Jr.'s there.
Travis Jr.
I'm a kid named Junior Flint that I went to high school with that's stopping by.
Oh, Paul, your hands up.
Do you know who loves Dinosaur Jr.?
Probably
Price
Smitty
Bear,
No.
Mark,
No.
Lukey.
Marlar or Garlar.
Garlar.
Mary.
Anyway, so you get to choose between Marnie, Hawk, Sauce, Parrish, and Mike Madano. Those are the 5 options because those are the 5 playing initials on Friday.
The World Juniors.
And we should note a
And
couple
Dan.
things. Again, make sure you have a passport. And 2, make sure you're by your phone in the 8 o'clock hour because if we call you and you don't answer, we'll just draw another one.
Yeah, don't let it go to voicemail.
If you try to cross the border into Canada illegally, do they just stop you and go, what are you doing?
They shoot you on site.
Do they shoot
With
you?
maple syrup.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah.
No, it's
Cory would love that.
Yeah.
Maple syrup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just
Good
cover
thing
me in
the
it.
Gophers are going to the maple syrup bowl.
Yeah, just smother me.
That's not bowl, button bar.
That's a callback. I've done that twice today. I'm like a comedian in this.
You're
story.
very funny today.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You know, I just Googled Ottawa, and I realized my knowledge of Canadian geography
And
is
ladies.
about a D minus.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
You would think, especially being a Minnesotan, that we would know all of
Winnipeg's about it.
the provinces. Like, can you name all of them? Do you know how many there are? Do you know which one is
There's
which?
hundreds, I think.
Saskatchewan.
And they're like 7.
Alaska.
British Columbia,
So I know where British Columbia is.
Northwest Territory.
Canada
Compton,
has
yeah.
10 provinces and 3 territories.
I guess
The
Alberta.
LBC with Snoop D-O double
So, some of the ones you are naming are
Ontario.
ones that,
Orange
that I
County?
could name, right? But, you know, like,
Gilatte's on dubs.
if you put a Canadian map
I couldn't.
and then said which one is which,
Yeah,
I would have
fill in the blanks.
almost no chance.
0 chance.
Yeah.
Birdman.
Think about it.
I think you nailed it. I think Manitoba is the only one I would know because that's the one that's straight north.
Right.
Everything else I would have to guess.
Well, you would know where British Columbia is because that's where Vancouver is.
True. That's true.
That's the
That's
far
right above
west.
Seattle.
That was
But
where my
you know where
pen pal-
Regina is?
Whoa, you don't.
More than
You
you.
have no idea.
Bend over and I'll show you.
We had a bunch of a couple from Canada that came to see our show on Friday.
Boy, they were disappointed, right?
We had a couple from, we had a family from Massachusetts I talked to after the show. They flew
Really?
in from Massachusetts.
Wow.
So
Just to watch the power trip at
Yeah, that's
Mall of
really odd.
America.
Thank you all for everybody that came. That was a huge crowd
his
again.
daughter wanted to see the Mall of America, and
Yeah, why not, right?
2 for 1.
so, and then they went to the Vikings game too. So that was
Ben,
cool.
I say this all the time. I'm always thinking nobody will come. And then not only do people come, a lot of people come. It's the best.
Yeah. You people love you guys.
They love you
I
too,
don't get
Ben.
it.
And goddamn,
I have
they
no
love
idea why.
Perplexed every
They
day.
freaking love Marnie
Oh,
Gellner.
no, they don't. They hate her guts.
Wow.
God, did you see them burning her in effigy outside?
That was just me.
I don't even know.
How
what
about
an effigy
Marnes on
is.
Friday? Did you hear any of initials, Benjamin? She dominated.
I only heard just the last clue.
Yeah, she was just on one. That's her.
Middle
Those
seat
are her.
was good.
Those are her people.
home game.
I feel
Yeah.
like she's really good with the live events.
Well, she famously won at Treasure Island, but now she's won both years at Mall
Yeah.
of America.
Yeah.
She's on a
just likes
heater
the
right
crowds.
now anyways,
she just
right?
likes the big crowds. She likes to perform for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was smoking the whole time. It was weird.
Smoking good or actually smoking
No, smoking
cigarettes?
cigarettes.
That's the
Hawk
coolest
kept lighting
accessory
them
you can
for
have,
her.
right?
Yeah, Hawk kept lighting them for her.
Yeah. She's,
oh yeah. Okay, remind me. I got a question for you off air.
Do it now.
Saucer. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Smoking?
Oh yeah.
I know we've been talking about a lot of sports, and we'll get right back there. Can I tell you guys a couple non-sports things?
Well, real quick, didn't Muss have his
Yeah, what
bathroom
about
story we had to
Muss's
get to?
dump story?
What's the dump story?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
You said some guy said something crazy.
Yeah, so it's just me and this other guy. I'm at the stand-up. He's sitting in the stall over there, and I hear what I assume what sounded like hockey yesterday in a groan.
Yeah.
And literally, he follows it up with, "Oh, that was a fighter."
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good line.
I was doing
line.
everything I could not to just bust out laughing.
That's a good line.
And he was 100% aware that you were, or somebody was
Someone
in
was
the,
in there, yeah.
Right. Because otherwise, I think it's even funnier if he just says it to himself. If
Maybe-
there's no
maybe
one in
does.
the bathroom, just wants to vocalize it to make it feel real.
Well, and you know the rule of that, then after something like that happens, and of course I have to go and look at his shoes, like just kind of take a little peek.
See if you know who it is.
Yeah, and then
See if
I
you got
just
a little poo on there?
loitered around over by D. Bryant's just waiting.
Just
I
waiting
gotta,
to
I
see
gotta
him.
see what this
Yeah.
guy looks like.
And what did he look like?
Actually, he looked like
Attractive?
worked at one of the.
Hang on. You looked at the man's shoes
Yes.
and then waited in the lobby for him to come out because
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
got
to
time
see
on my
what
hands.
this
I can
guy
see that.
looked like.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh,
Different
absolutely.
contexts.
Insane.
No,
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Now, did he come walking out?
I finished the story for me.
I totally get if it's a coworker, right? If it's somebody here on the 5th floor, and you're like, God, who just destroyed the bathroom?
Yeah.
And you look at the shoes and you're like, oh,
Tie
it's
down.
so and so. To wait for an absolute stranger just
Yeah.
to come out so you can go, now I know what
Because
he
it's going to
looks
give me
like.
sweet, sweet joy
But
to
what did
finish
you-
the storyline. But then also the next time I get in an elevator and I see that guy, I'm like,
What did you
Fighter.
want him to look like?
What if it was like? What if it was like Dylan or somebody?
Yeah.
Did you want him to look like Michael Fassbender or like Manu the
no, I
Slender?
wasn't. I wasn't. No, I didn't. I didn't want to sit there and like dream about the guy. I just wanted to see what the guy looked like. Yeah.
And even if you didn't see his shoes, you
Yeah.
would know who it was because he's the only person walking around the lobby smoking a cigarette.
Right.
Or sweating.
Right.
Or look like he just rode a bull.
He's like that.
Cut me, Mick. Wow.
This is a guy who was in a public bathroom
Yes.
fighting so hard that he actually says that was a fighter. But I'm more confused by your choice to stalk
I
him
don't
and wait
understand
for
why
him
you
to
wouldn't
leave.
want to finish the storyline.
How do you know? What if it's going to take him 20 more minutes to leave the bathroom? How long
do
were
you
you willing
stop
to wait?
watching a show with 20 minutes left? No, you
but-
want to see how it ends.
How
Everybody
long?
wants to see how it ends.
How long? What if it had been 20 minutes? How long were you willing to wait?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Just till the
I don't know.
bell?
There was. I mean, I waited long enough that I had to sit there and go, "What am I doing?"
Exactly.
But I was like, "Well, I've already taken it this far."
So it was like 5+ minutes.
Probably like 5.
So what were you doing? Just scrolling Twitter, acting like you were checking emails?
I was, yeah.
Zach learned the hard way. You don't wait to see who comes out of the bathroom.
Just kind of pacing around.
Dad?
Oh,
Did you ever get
must.
you get a call from the monster? Be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, just waiting for a guy to get out of the bathroom. Like to see his face. This is also coming from a guy who used to go down to the 4th floor and poop in the women's bathroom.
There's so many stalls to choose from.
Oh my God!
And if it got destroyed, I just blamed it on Lee Volsick.
You paid for that.
Lee does take some monster dumps.
My God!
Leave Lee alone.
That's just the word I heard around.
Yeah, she was talking about it. Christmas School 108.
Yeah,
That's why it's
Texas
Dwight's
Hawks some
favorite
chips.
channel.
Yeah.
There's your Yule log.
Hawks dad edges hard to Cool 108.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
He likes listening to it. But what I said was too far.
Yeah,
Yeah, you made it real.
you did. Anyway, 7:40. We got to go to break.
Yeah, that was
Can
sports.
Can I just do my sports quick? I want to say something nice. I'm being serious, like dead
Thank you
serious.
to Carbonis for the news we didn't do, and thank you now to All Around for this sports update. Go ahead.
And also, happy Alive Day to Tim Nelson and John Kriesel. And let's think about Cory Ristad and Brian McDonough today.
Amen.
The Twitter thread is ongoing right now at Creasel's Twitter. Highly recommend checking it out. It's,
Every year? It's good every year?
Yep.
Yeah, yesterday was really cool. That was a cool thing that the Vikings did in the
Yes, it
NFL.
was.
That was awesome.
Yep, he deserves it. More of the sports, more of the Vikings news. We'll talk about the win with Ben Lieber and Michael J. Mussman III, who stalks men coming out of the bathroom on The Fan.
At some point today on the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan, you guys got to let me review Gladiator 2. I'm still pissed. I'm physically angry about it. Physically, angry about that movie. I can't even tell you how angry I am. I'm
Which
so
movie?
Angry. Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2.
I'm so
Really?
angry about it. I can't
Because it's not
understand it.
good?
Oh, boy.
Do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
tell you real quick. I'll just give you a quick. I can tell you. They took the first Gladiator and pried a number 2 out of themselves and smeared it all over the first movie. I was so angry, I had to force myself not to leave halfway through. Wow. I was so angry.
But they're riding rhinos. It looks cool.
No. Nothing made sense. Nothing. I was just talking to Pat about it. He saw it too. Nothing about the film made sense. They pooped on the first film. They did ridiculous things. I'm going to tell you one thing. Spoiler. My apologies. If you don't want to hear it.
71%.
It's terrible.
Really?
Wow.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
If he hates it.
Listen. At one point, the Coliseum, they fill with water and they're having a boat fight, right? The gladiators are. And you're like, okay, they did that. Got it. But they put great white sharks in there.
What?
Right.
Did
And
they
I'm
have freaking lasers?
Well, that's the thing. That's what it felt like. It's like, why did you have to do that? They didn't have great white sharks in captivity then or now. It doesn't happen. And how would you have gotten them? And where would you have gotten them? And why did you need them? That didn't happen. And I'm like, that didn't happen. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's the kind of thing that they did throughout the entire movie that made the movie just horse S-word. Right? So I literally looked it up. I'm like, were there great white sharks at the Coliseum? And Google was pissed at me. Like, no, idiot. No, of course there couldn't have been. How would they have gotten them there? How would they have let him live? How would they have done that? Why did that guy put them in the movie? I don't know. God, I loved the first movie, and they couldn't have crapped on it more.
Wow.
That's my review.
That bad.
Is that bad?
I don't think I've ever seen you fired up about a movie before.
Denzel was good, but he was just Denzel, which is good. But they crapped on everything else. They crapped on the first movie. Like, literally, they didn't explain anything. There were things like, well, who are those people? There was one scene, Cory, where the guy hated the woman and literally with no explanation, 5 minutes later, loved her and said he couldn't live without her. No reason.
We've all been there. Right? I mean, come on. That's most of my 20s.
Yeah, when the
I
Coliseum...
hate you. You want to go out again, or what do you want to do? What are you
They
doing
seem
Friday?
to really mean it.
Yeah, when the Coliseum lights come on, and it's at the end of the night. Yeah, then it's like, I love you.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean all that.
So did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch
I watched the entire thing.
Yeah.
I had to know how they ended it.
Interesting.
It's terrible.
71%.
I've seen it this
Moana 2 crushed. Made a ton of money.
Is that a record?
Yeah.
Yes,
it was fine. It was just okay. I don't think there was much to it.
Go
First
see
one's
Wicked.
awesome.
Go see
But
Wicked.
entertaining or no? Like, are you did you
Not
not like
really.
the substance of it?
No.
Were your expectations too high?
No, it's Moana. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was like, hey, let's go see what they do. It's been a handful of years. The first one's great. They also had a couple of things that made no sense, and then they just set up for a third or fourth or fifth or sixth. There's definitely going to be more. And obviously, with how much money it made, it's going to whatever. But they set
The
it up
Rock
for
is
a
in
third
it.
one.
It has to be
Yeah, and
fantastic.
he's fine. He's The Rock, and Moana's adorable. The whole bit, whatever. It's fine. It's not bad. It's just a movie. It's
Go see Wicked. It's the best movie.
Yeah, Wicked is
so good.
I don't know.
It's so good, man.
It is good.
It's so good.
Except for one part. But
You
otherwise,
guys are
everything was
crazy
great.
about that part. I like that part.
How much singing is it? I mean, let's just
Because Ben and I are leading towards the. You and I both want to go watch Great White Sharks at the Coliseum. I think over Wicked.
1,000%.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Yep.
I bet you don't.
I'd rather be disappointed with Gladiator 2 than go sit through a musical.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise, how much singing is in Wicked?
Most.
Most of the movie. Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I feel bad
Did
for
you
'cause
watch
it's
The
great.
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah,
Did you like The Wizard of Oz?
I did.
That's a musical.
Point taken.
Yeah.
Oh, you just pointed him. Mm-hmm. Nice job.
Thank you.
Look at you, buddy.
Box.
I don't know if he boxed him, but
I
it was
don't
a
know if he
point.
boxed him, but
I guess maybe there's a nostalgia thing with Wizard of Oz that
And they
I
do.
just
Childhood.
They do so much of that. They reference so much of it. It's just so well done. It's just, they thought of everything, man. So good.
what do you think The Wizard of Oz is on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's better be close to 100%.
Yeah, it's got to be close.
Maybe it is
93.
100%.
99.
98.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I never looked at that. I just did.
I mean, the singing is absolutely phenomenal.
It's so good. And the end of it, it's just, I mean, there were like 3 times when I had to force my hands not to clap at the end of a song because it was so great. It was so well done. I've seen it twice now.
Have you really?
I have, Mus.
So did you go see it by yourself, weirdly, and then you decided, oh, I'm going to take Abby to it, or what?
I took strangers.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I just gathered some people
on the street.
Yeah. Yep. Come on, let's go see a movie.
Okay,
I'll buy.
AJ Monsauer just texted me and said that it's about 50% singing. It's about half,
yeah, I mean,
which is
yeah.
okay. I can maybe deal with that as long as the songs are as catchy as the original Wizard of Oz.
It's great. It's just great. It's such a clever thing. You know, even outside of whether you go see the movie or not, how clever is it? And it started obviously as a book where a guy said, here's the story of the Wizard of Oz. I wonder what the real story of the Wizard of Oz is. And so he created it. And you get a completely different look at the witch and about Galinda.
So it's fan fiction.
Yeah.
It
Started
definitely
off as
is.
fan fiction.
It definitely is. And it's just really great. That's, you know what, Corey, I've never thought about it. You're right. That's exactly what it is.
It's kind of long, though. I would say that maybe watching it at home might be better because the old pause thing.
No. What are you talking
I
about?
gotta pee a lot. I got a tiny bladder or a huge prostate. I don't know which one.
Gotta smoke
could be a
doobie
combination of
halfway
both.
through.
Right.
Yeah, you can't go that long
You
without
did say
sex.
that.
I have a feeling for cultural relevance, I'll probably end up watching it. Not sure I'll go to the
It's
theaters.
good. You
but-
haven't seen The Office yet. Forget cultural
yeah, but
relevance.
that's
Who cares?
that's a way bigger lift. It's a way bigger
A
lift.
huge. That's what I'm saying.
Wicked is
though.
good, Ben. You'll like it.
Wicked is a 3-hour commitment.
You'll like it.
The Office is a 100-hour commitment, if not more.
Yeah, at 22 minutes a pop.
Interesting. I'm trying to think how many hours it would be. Totally worth it though.
Totally.
Super good.
Vikings News brought to you by our friends at Radco. Thank you, Radco, for everything. As always, we love you. Radco, your truck accessory pro store. The Vikes won. They got her done again. Again, Ben. Another win.
I know you guys.
Hey, look, we still got 5 games to go, and who knows what happens in the postseason. But for whatever reason, it feels like it's ramping up this week. Do you think maybe it is the Daniel Jones arrival that is starting to get people to look towards next year's quarterback room? I still don't understand a path to getting Darnold back here when you have J.J. McCarthy ready.
No.
When the whole idea is to save money for the next 3 or 4 years until you have to pay J.J., right?
Especially if he has a game like he did yesterday.
Right.
You can't afford him.
Yeah.
But man, I've seen in the last week or so a lot of people on Twitter starting to flip, going, "How do we keep him for the next couple while JJ continues to rehab and get better? Like, could we get Sam on a 2-year, $60 million deal?" Where do you stand on Sam in 2025, regardless of how this year? I mean, obviously, if he wins the Super Bowl, you got to reconsider everything. But just in general, where do you stand on Sam for 2025?
I think it's a mutual handshake and a thank you, not only from the Vikings organization and fan base, and just saying like, man, thanks for giving us such a great season when this was supposed to be just a gap year and a bridge year. And then he's going to say, thanks for revitalizing my career. And thanks for this $35 million a year contract that I just got from someplace else for 3 years.
Yeah, you're in my will now.
Exactly.
Everything he's been through, the terrible teams that he had to play with, and just
fight with
respected. And
and it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up back in L.A. playing for the Rams. I mean, it's Stafford could very possibly be on the way out with a gigantic contract, I think, still on the books for maybe next year. It's like I think the last time I looked is it's something like $60 million in cap space. So you could get Darnold for half of that, and he's going to be in the same system with the same type of head coach that's going to foster this like very quarterback friendly deal, and then he'll go back to Los Angeles. So I think whether it's the Rams or somebody else, he has absolutely earned the right to get a 3-year fairly compensated contract, which is something I think the Vikings just don't want to afford right now. Yes, your hand is up.
The other reason why Sam Darnold will have a large market for him is the quarterbacks in this coming draft are not that good.
Right.
So he will have a large market.
Yes. Yep, I agree with that. And I think that he's going to be very smart about where he wants to go, just like Daniel Jones was being very thoughtful about where he wanted to end up. And they're looking to obviously get the best out of themselves, and they're trying to find the best system and the best coach and all of that. So if everything aligns, why not stay in the same sort of system with the same type of coach and go back to familiar territory?
How sweet is it, though, with against the Bears, his best game, career-wise.
Yeah.
Best game. And then yesterday, especially had to wait until like the second half, late in the third quarter, all of a sudden, just nothing but dimes. The throws that he had.
His accuracy's been incredible.
Insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yesterday was even better because there was no giant pass interference penalty. It was all on the arm.
Right.
Good
point.
Yep, you're right about that.
So I'm checking this out right now on ESPN.com, looking at the old stats. Jared Goff and Sam Darnold, across the board, almost identical stats, right? Back and forth. Like Darnold has one more touchdown, but has one more interception. They have similar passer ratings. They're both in the 102 to 109 range. Goff a little bit better from completion percentage standpoint, 71.8 to 67.6. They both have 2,900 yards passing. They're across the board. You could say they have very, very, very similar years. Goff is 10-1 to win MVP. Darnold is 100-1.
We'll think about that too with the passer rating over 100. Mm-hmm. Now what is it? 10 games?
10 that ties the Vikings record.
Right, yeah. But then so he has more even than Lamar Jackson, who people are saying, "Oh wow, he's probably more than likely going to win MVP." And he gets no respect whatsoever in that.
I know.
Josh Allen's a favorite right now, which is Josh Allen has 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. How about Lamar? 29 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
How about we give it to the running back that deserves it?
Saquon Barkley is second at plus 350.
He's incredible.
Golly,
really
Ma.
How about that Josh Allen touchdown yesterday?
Yeah,
last night.
Which one?
Amari Cooper?
Yeah, he's the 4th player ever to throw and catch a touchdown on the same play.
I remember when Brad Johnson did it.
It wasn't like that, though.
No.
That one was like tipped up in the air and he caught his own pass.
Yeah.
This one, he completed it, and then the guy lateraled it to Josh Allen, and then Josh ran it in.
No kidding.
Total backyard football. That's so sweet in the snow. That was an awesome
play.
play.
It dived towards the pylon, too.
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't
Crazy.
just a run in, like the dramatic finish. Yes.
In fantasy, he got credit for the throw. He got credit for a touchdown throw and a touchdown reception. It was a 10-point play.
It's massive. What? By the way, but back to my Goff Darnold bit.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is think about that. Is really what you're saying is if Goff is 10-1 and Darnold is 100-1, it's completely based on that one game. If the Vikings win that game against the Lions and they're the ones that are 11-1 and the Lions are 10-2. Goff still might be a slight favorite just because people think it's more legitimate for whatever reason. There's no way the gap is 100-1 to 10-1 if the Vikings had beaten the Lions. You would have rewarded, the odds makers would have rewarded the Vikings for having the best record in the NFC.
If you take Sam, like I love when they do the stat comparisons when it's just two gray faces and it's just outlines and you don't know who's who. Goff may still end up being the favorite if you put their stats comparable, even with the record. I mean, you could probably figure it out. But I think it's the name recognition helps and hinders these odds. If you were to take Sam Darnold's name off of his stat column, he would have higher odds for MVP.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because how about Mahomes? He has more touchdown passes than Mahomes, fewer interceptions, a better passer rating, and similar completion percentage. He is out quarterbacking Patrick Mahomes this year.
Yep.
Stat wise, that's insane. I think that's the 5th time today I've said the word insane when it relates to the Vikings or Sam Darnold. It's crazy how good he's playing right now. Ben, your hands
and
are
I
up.
can't believe I'm saying this, you guys, because you know how I feel about him. Put up Russell Wilson's stats compared to those other guys as well. And maybe this is a late arrival because he didn't start the year so hot.
Only played 6 games, yep. So far, 6 games. He has 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a 104.3 passer rating. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's playing very well. I mean, I don't know what's a better reclamation project, Sam Darnold or Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh.
Hey, I know we got to go to break like 2 minutes ago, but let's just try this one really quickly. What quarterback is this? 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 79.4 passer rating, and 63.3% completion.
For the year?
Yep. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Rodgers?
79.4 passer rating, and 63.6 completion percentage.
Yeah, maybe Rodgers.
Will Levis.
It's got to be somebody notable.
Kind of.
Brock Purdy?
That is Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Daniel Jones.
We're all talking about
He's a Viking.
how great the Lions are, and we've been saying, and they are. And been saying all season the only thing that can slow them down is injuries. They keep losing defenders. They're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
They lost Rodriguez and Wingo in Thursday's game.
That sounds like a buddy cop show on TNT.
Or an ESPN radio show.
If you look at their IR list, they have 10 significant, notable injuries that are on IR.
John Kaminsky, Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, Kyle Pico, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, Mekai Wingo? Mekai? I don't know. Anyway. And Nate Lynn and David Bada.
Jeez.
They might get Anzalone back before the end of the season, but they keep dropping like flies. Again, 2 just in Thursday's game.
Mm-hmm.
We got 7 dead bodies down off of Lake Street. Better call Rodriguez and Wingo.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
No one's thinking that, Hawk.
Fan 5 is next, the 8 o'clock hour of the Power 2 Morning Show with Michael J. Mussman III and Ben Lieber on The Fan.
The Fan.